Alright. Meeting recording is now active. Okay, let me see. Ooh.
I like that.
Okay. I like it. It's not the best thing in the world, but it's a blockout, so...
Yeah,
That's
it's
what
a
it
pretty
looks like to
solid
me too.
blockout.
Is a blockout. It looks really good for a blockout. I can see some things, but so far it's looking good.
Absolutely agreed.
Personally, for me, like as a side scroller thing, that from like a side perspective, like I think that looks pretty good, especially for a blockout. And because you got to think about the perspective in which like this is being seen from. So
yeah.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Yep, I am curious about a few things, but
Yeah, what's up?
hang on, I think it'd be easier to share my screen.
Okay.
Oh, okay, hang on, I'm gonna get out of that. Oh wait, hang on, I gotta. Oh no, I'll just minimize it. I have too many tabs open.
Oh, I feel you there.
Is that because you have so many tabs open all the time, Dragon?
You see my tabs.
Oh god, have I ever. I don't know how you ever get anything done.
Well, that's why I've 10 desktops.
Restriction. Share all.
Jesus.
We'll just do that. Just be on this. Okay. Okay. So I do like the shape so far. I'm just curious about a few verts, like right down here where the butt of the gun is. I just see some verts on a straight line. I just don't know if it's intentional.
It was typing immediately. This is exciting.
I think that might be something that'll be curved.
If it's gonna be curved, okay. If it's gonna be curved, I can understand that.
I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but that's what it looks like to me.
That's what I wanted to make sure of.
Okay, yeah. Sounds like that's what he's got going on.
Okay.
He's just got it there for now.
That's why I like these questions.
Now he's gonna curve it.
Conversations and helps out the project.
Okay. And then I see on the gun clip there's a bunch of lines and stuff over here. I'm also wondering if those are if that's kind of the same situation.
I understand what you're saying. I mean, I'm learning as I'm seeing this, but
Okay, yeah. That's sounds
okay.
like
Yeah, that
right now too.
Okay, so both of those, they're just placeholders for now, and they're gonna be in use later. Okay.
Nice, sounds good.
Okay.
very nice.
Cool. Okay. Sounds good. I'm excited to see how it looks even more now.
Yeah.
And I'm not much of a gun person.
I don't personally have any updates, but I do know what Joseph told me before he left, and I did get an update from Victor a little earlier. So
Joseph, I don't know, so that'd be nice.
Joseph had let me see, where was it?
Or he mentioned that he did help at the very end, but I don't know the specifics. Is what I meant. Which you know. So
He said to add the inventory on, just have to add the blueprint component onto the main character, and then the inventory will
Okay.
be working.
Okay, so it's a component aspect. I think I could probably experiment around with that as long as the code. I don't know if it's on a separate branch or not, but
Oh, it's currently on the programming branch. I will have to
okay.
merge with main so that you can pull all those changes.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do with that
Yeah.
within this next week. Just making sure it gets functional. What keybind would you guys want the inventory to be accessed by?
That is a good question.
I'm assuming tab.
Tab? Okay.
Tab would
I'm
probably
I'm gonna have
work.
to do a lot
That's
of.
the universal one.
I'm gonna have to do a lot of experimenting with it because I gotta make sure that you can't pause in the inventory because the inventory is meant to be a different pause.
Mhm.
I mean, we
And
could have it
then-
I or Q or escape or whatever you want for this purpose.
Maybe-
but yeah.
Maybe
And-
by setting the game as paused while you're in the inventory, it'll cancel out the set game paused when you hit escape. I don't know. It's again, it's another experimental thing with just the
Yeah.
blueprint stuff. So yeah, that's definitely something I'm gonna look into. Because I am actually kind of familiar with how Joseph set up everything. Because yesterday, before he left, he and I worked on the health and mana bar system together. We got every function set up in the main character. I could show you how it now looks on the in the HUD. Just so
Hi, Zeke.
Easy.
there we go.
Hey everyone, sorry for being late. I
No
was
worries.
finishing a homework assignment before getting back in.
No worries.
Good, man.
You're okay, bro.
Alright, so currently damage and using mana are assigned to keybinds just for testing reasons.
Right.
Right.
So if I hit Q, health bar goes down. There's no way to regenerate it unless you get an item or find some way to heal. But if I use T for mana, it now regens at a very slow pace.
Oh, I see it slowly going. Nice.
Yeah, and there will be items to like upgrade the speed at which mana regenerates, similarly to how willpower functions in like the Elder Scrolls games.
Yep. That's exactly how we have it in a system. Nice. That's cool.
And it does pause. The mana regenning does pause when the game is paused, so that is something I did test shortly before coming in here, so.
Awesome.
Nice.
That's awesome. That's great.
But yeah, that's, while that is small, it did give me a couple of issues, so working with Joseph, it did take us a little while, but we did manage to get it up, because there were issues with trying to hook it up to the HUD and not the player character, and how trying to get through it without casting, because casting, while very useful, can also be a pain in terms of like file sizes and memory usage.
That's smart. I mean, it's smart the way you're thinking around it, and there it's really important too. You know, some things may look very quick when you're showing it to your team, but may have took hours. You know, that's cool that you did all that.
So yeah, I might take a look at trying to get like the new widget for the like the damage flash screen. I do have a project I have access to that I can just sample code from. It was from one of my older Full Sail projects where I had that exact code for like the little HUD flashes where the screen would flash red on the edges. So that should be pretty easy for me to do, but I think what I would have to do, first and foremost, depending on when the programming branches get merged, I will have to take a look at the inventory just to ensure that keybind would work. But yeah, you just let me know, Slayer, when those branches are merged, and I can take a look at everything. So I'll see what I want to tackle first throughout this week.
Okay.
Real quick, do we still have the projectiles for the advanced shot working, or is it still kind of stationary where the character is at? I'm just
It is
curious.
stationary based on what I've seen. I have not taken a look at the projectiles. My focus has been mainly on just trying to get like the HUD all working together to ensure that those bars could work.
Okay.
Right.
There is
then-
functions for healing and regenning mana. So that isn't properly set up yet. I could like put it onto a keybind if I wanted to for testing, but I think to properly test it, there would have to be like an item, like some sort of like med pack or potion or whatever, like that player could collide with, and then that triggers the heal function. So
Okay. Then
was
I
thinking
will
that, like,
have to push what I have to programming and main because I got things kind of sort of working again the way I had them in a previous meeting, but it's still kind of wonky. Also, Victor had told me that on his branch, his local machine, he had enabled the gameplay ability system, and he is drawing out plans for the mechanism that the gameplay ability system and stuff will be on.
all right.
So that should help you out a little bit once he gets that pushed to programming, so I can push that to main eventually.
Sounds good.
But
All right.
after I get what I have pushed to programming with all the changes that Joseph did, I will push all of that to main so you can grab it and do your thing with it. So,
And now that we have now that it's at that stage, perhaps the next steps, I don't know who is going to be assigned to, Zeke, myself, Grace. I have no idea who's going to do it. Maybe me, since I'm talking about it, but making objects, the ones that we start, with a basic potion, maybe we should get the items list and maybe can make the first basic stuff, maybe the first basic type of item shop. Within the next, month or two, whatever. I'm just thinking like maybe that could be the next steps as far as objects go, since the levels are kind of being created. I did start level 3 today. If you guys want to see that,
sure.
Okay.
Go for it.
There's a fire cavern part of the Jurassic World.
Alright, cool.
Sounds good.
Can you all see see this?
It is currently buffering.
It's still
for
loading
me.
for me.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
There we go.
Now I can see it.
Right. So level 1 still looks the same. It's this level, kind of smaller compared to what the rest will be. Level 2 is much bigger, but it's more linear as far as I got my mouse here. Okay, so last time I did, but and I already showed this, and then I actually got to go over some things. It's a little clustered. Actually, it's pretty clustered. I gotta fix it. But level 3, I made this today.
I was about to say, you could just change the camera speed so you can zoom out faster.
Right, yeah. But mainly I just wanted to go here, so I'll just kind of yip-yapping until here. You're right, though. But yeah, it's basically, so right away you start, and this is at the end of level 2 where you go into the cave after going through, the woodsy part of Jurassic World, and yeah, you can go up here. Actually, I made it so you can. So I did a bunch of test playing to make sure you can make every single jump, and And of course, I used the texture that kind of resembled lava in a way. And I added a lot of lights so the player can see where they're going. And basically, the design of it is similar to Level 2, but a lot less confusing and more. Still having areas you can go to, like to the top left there is going to be an item, you know, and then you got to imagine, I haven't put the spikes in yet. There's enemies, so it's a lot more fun that way. And yes, I did put a bunch of trees in behind it where you can't even see as a character, but so and I'm not changing the camera speed right here because I'm trying to go to a certain point. So over here, that's resembling lava waterfalls, and I don't know if we have different types of harder enemies that will result from this. And this part of the level 3, after the first part, you enter from the top there, and there's gonna be an item right below you, in the top left where you climb up. And so before I had a lot less platforms, and then I figured out, well, after test playing and getting stuck, I was like, okay, I gotta add more platforms in case they get stuck, go back up or whatever. So that's why it looks like that, but I made it in a way so it wasn't so chaotic. It was, you know, it actually kind of looks like it would be fun. Did not make the third part of the level yet, which will end up exiting out into another part of the jungle, which goes into level 4. And then I haven't figured out a way. So I just started it today, basically, all this stuff. So, and I test played it all the way to the point where you can see the last platform here. And you can make it all the way there. So far you can't get stuck. But yeah, that's basically all I have.
Looking good so far.
Thanks.
Looks pretty good.
I agree.
I like to give the player a few options to go as well. That's why you see 2 different ways to get to a certain point and such. So, yeah. All right, cool. I ended up not using Mega Man Maker before using Unreal. I figured if I'm going to use the time to go on Mega Man Maker, I'd rather just use the time to go on Unreal Engine. So it just turned out,
Makes sense.
you know. But I did get better at the platforming on the 3rd level compared to the second, kind of more chaotic part. That's why I got to redo the second one a little bit.
Yeah, makes sense. Well, we just use Mega Man Maker just to get a feel of what the 2D planning
Right.
should.
I just have so little time, I can't even fit that. It's a good idea. No, yeah, maybe I still should do it. You know, I have a few extra hours I can chip in to the week that I can, you know, it'll help.
If you give like the general idea of how to get like the 2D layout for the rest of the levels, then you're doing good.
That's exactly what my point was about Mega Man Maker last week, about telling kind of myself and out to you all that's a good idea. And then I didn't do it, but no, I should. It only takes a few hours, so yeah, I should add it into the schedule. It does make level design much better, and you know, makes the game more replayable. So it's well worth it. Yeah, good point.
Was I correct on that, Dragon?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You choose the characters when you're sent to us. Yep. Yep. And that actually leads me to what I was working on while everyone was getting updates. I was just creating a character sheet specifically for Ko, detailing all of his stuff, and I was reading the comment. No worries, Peter. You're good. So I was trying to fine tune all the details, but we are missing his height. we do need to know how tall he is. I know generally people of African descent are generally taller. I don't know how tall you had him in mind, Zeke.
To tell you the truth, I really didn't have a good idea of how high he should be.
We could always go general and just say 6 feet.
Yeah, okay. That works.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna send a link to it, and Zeke, if you want to double check I got everything right, because I pretty much just copied and pasted what you had in the comment. Let me get that height in real quick.
Okay.
And then, yep, and if Dragon or Slayer or anyone wants to also double check it, see if we need any other details. And then, I think if everything's squared away, we can start working on Co.
All right.
Okay.
Where did you put that, Marley?
I'm gonna put it in the chat. I just gotta figure out how to share it.
Oh, okay.
Move, so share. Link.
Zeke, how do you feel about the objects, the potions, like maybe the first blueprints for the first, since we got a working health bar and mana bar?
I feel like that's gonna be really good. We
Yeah.
can just use like a general. I say
Okay, guys.
let's keep it general for now. We just use like a spear for it.
Sounds good.
How about spear plus a cube so we can tell the difference between like the bullets and stuff?
Yeah, cylinder, or yeah.
Okay. I got Co up if you guys want to double check and see if we got everything.
Looking at it
I'm
right
gonna click on it. I'm clicked on it.
Just clicked on it.
Cool.
5 o'clock shadow. I think we should have it a 6 o'clock shadow.
Yeah, I don't even. I'm a reader, and so I've read that in books, and so I'm like, what in the world does that mean? I'm like, whatever. I'll just put it in there just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, that's cool. I like the way I like how it sounds. It's kind of how I imagined it from what I've been told as well.
Yeah, Zeke had a whole comment description on him in our little asset worksheet that we were doing, and so that's just where I got it all. Dragon helped me find it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's what it looks like. Yeah, cool.
Looks great. At least from what I can.
I like it.
It's the markings above and below the right eye. That's cool.
Yep. I don't know exactly what kind of markings. If you guys want to get some reference gathered up for that, we won't need it until he's being textured. But if you guys want to gather up some references for that,
I was thinking
that would be good.
markers could just be abstract. It really didn't have to be something specific. But if you want to do references, you could do like stuff like magic symbols or stuff like that.
Let me see what I can find real quick.
Okay. Yeah, it's just I feel like just getting references would be the safest route. Okay. But if this is all good for now, then we can start modeling him. And I know you got references for all his clothes. I saw that folder, so I won't worry about that. Yeah, let's see. First skin type, age, what color, build. I think that's everything we need for the model. Everything I can think of, anyway.
Well, it doesn't say anything about like what the face looks like, so you can be creative there.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, I was just going to go for a general African American look,
Right.
since it wasn't too specific.
Yeah. That makes sense.
There's one thing I forgot to add: is eye color. Give him amber eyes.
Amber? Okay.
Ooh, interesting.
Well, he does
I
have
think
an
it would-
illustrious phoenix symbol in the middle of his cloak.
If that's all his wording. That's all Zeke's wording.
Thank
Or
you.
like ideas and all that. I just
Oh, it sounds cool, and then it relates to
Right?
his eye color. Right, his eye color.
right. Okay, amber, eye color. Okay. Okay, that's in there. Luckily, we don't have to worry about that too much until texturing, but that's still good to know.
Okay, I'm gonna post an image in the chat and tell me what you think. Something along those lines, Zeke.
Ooh,
Oh
The
yeah.
second one.
pretty abstract, but still unique to a certain
Okay.
extent.
Yeah,
I like it.
but to save with copyright, we'll have to use this as a base, but create our own. That way, we don't get in trouble with copyright.
Right.
Good
Right.
idea.
What I
But
was
the direction you want to go, I can come up with something.
But
Yeah, that
I was mainly meaning I like the ideas of like stuff
Okay.
kind of like this, not like
Okay.
this exactly.
yeah,
I
and
get
I was
that.
more going just as a reference base.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was hoping. Okay,
Mhm.
It's good to make sure, though.
Yeah,
exactly. I just always like to preface that.
I like to, yeah, even if I I like to say it out loud, so it's a reminder to everyone.
Yes,
Mm.
yes, yes. All in favor?
I like.
I
Oh yeah, Captain.
was just for that, but yeah, the circles, the eyes remind me of wizardry. That's why I said the second one. You can use the element from there and add elements from the other ones together.
hmm
Ooh, that'd
So
actually be pretty
kind of make it
cool.
more elemental focused, but still abstract like that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that idea.
I do too.
That'd
It'll
be a
go
good
with
idea.
whole other ensemble too.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it is a little cold in here. Okay. So, are there any other updates?
I do have one thing. I basically this Friday, I'd say this Friday, well, this Friday night and until like Tuesday or Wednesday, I won't be available because I'm gonna be out. I'm gonna be out of city. I'm going to go help my mom with her
Okay.
with her own thing. But I just won't be available. Like you guys can still message me if you guys got any questions about anything, but I won't be like able to work because I'm going to be helping around the house a lot.
Yeah, thanks for letting us know.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that's no problem.
Yeah, I've been getting myself more ready to pack up everything, and I've barely been. I did add some new some new folders in for the model sheet, but I haven't done anything new with the levels yet. I'm trying to gear up everything. I should have more stuff by Friday, but if not, then when I get back, I'll make sure to double down on all that stuff.
Do you want to have a meeting with me in 2 weeks from now to do for the first objects? Maybe for
Yeah, for the rest of the gates
Southern
and
Temple.
valve stuff that we was doing before.
Yeah, or even just meet up to catch up and stuff.
Yeah, I don't mind.
All right. In a few weeks, I'll just message you, and it will be well after you get back, so it won't bother you.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be available like next Saturday and Sunday, or like on Friday. But if you have something else to do, just let me know.
But like like 2 Mondays from now, kind of what I'm getting at, I guess.
Yeah, okay. Makes sense.
The next Monday that you are free.
hmm
think that's actually everyone as far as updates go. After the meeting and I get the recording posted to the YouTube, I will push what I have into programming and then push everything from programming to main, and then I will let you know that you can grab all that stuff, Grace.
Got it.
Oh, and also, Grace, if you want to be a part of the meeting in 2 Mondays from now, too, I'm calling all designers. I didn't. If you want to be there.
Okay.
Not
Yeah, sounds
yeah,
good to me.
If okay, yeah, kind of more like an idea, like a, or I mean, the idea's already done, but like the next steps, yeah. Or even just a basic meeting and just collaborate. Yeah, sounds good.
Oh. He beat me to that one.
What?
I was gonna say something to Peter, but I'll get with him tomorrow probably and see if that would make sense.
Oh, yeah.
Because I just happened to think about maybe sending him the current Dragon file so he could practice on the rigging before we get the actual Dragon done.
Right.
Since Dragon, the new
That could be a
rig-
good idea.
That way he'd have something to practice on and before we get the actual Dragon done.
Yeah.
Because I know Dragon is a lot more of a complex rig than a regular quadruped or biped.
Ooh, yeah. Sounds like it is.
Sure.
Yeah, because you got all those extra parts of the rig for the wings to operate properly.
Mm. Oh, Zeke, I am sorry I haven't messaged you about doing our asset meetings. This week has been absolutely crazy for me.
Nah, it's cool. I understood.
I just
Oh,
wanted
yeah.
to let you know.
It's alright.
I've gotten quite a bit done on that already.
Yeah.
Mm.
Hey, we've been just moving at our own pace, and
Mhm.
it's good that we got most of them done. I just gotta continue writing the rest of the descriptions for the medieval, and then once I'm done with that, I can start on the next one. Which I think we're gonna tackle the cyber world.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, speaking of medieval world, wasn't Wizard Co the medieval time wizard there?
Yeah, he is.
Okay. I couldn't remember.
Now you got it right.
Okay. We were talking about it earlier with some reference images that Hallie wanted to use with Co, and we're like, wait, isn't he the medieval one? That would not work.
Mhm. Yeah, because Hallie was gonna use a alpha of smart glasses rather than the goggles that you had put on the description. And we
Yeah.
were thinking, yeah, smart glasses wouldn't work for medieval.
Yeah.
No.
I was thinking that like he could have went to other timelines to grab like other stuff. That's where that like pocket watch came from, but then again, like the pocket watch was the only thing that could actually make sense because like it could have been a sundial type of pocket watch, but still.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Okay.
And then I think we're going to do a little rework on the Centaur rather than how Hallie had originally had the chest piece was more like belts. I think we're gonna do more closer to the reference you showed for the centaur.
Yeah, with the armor. Oh, speaking of which, sorry, I keep remembering stuff. I've been meaning to ask you. We had an idea of doing horse armor with his horse part along with the human armor for the human part. That way it looked more kind of
authentic to the Knight's
cohesive.
style.
Yeah.
Hey, I agree with that. I just
I
couldn't
agree
think
too.
of didn't know what type of words to put for it.
Hmm.
I was thinking like just
Makes sense.
horse armor.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure horse armor is a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so okay.
It is because you said it is. No, I've heard of it. It definitely sounds right, and good bringing that up. And yeah, it happens to me too. Sometimes I'll forget and I'll get reminded, and I'll just shout it, and I do that too. I do the exact same thing, and I want to encourage that with everyone because that's how we get things. You know how it is. That's how we get things rolling, baby.
Absolutely.
Any other updates? I didn't bring it up with the LDD continuation. I guess we can the meeting in 2 Mondays or whatever, whenever we have it around that time, we can get together, us designers, and we can work on the, level design document, but it's more like what me and Z kind of started. It's like a detailed thing about exactly what the character Time Wizard Co is going to experience in each level, and we got to really nail that down so we know what's going on in the game, and we can all work on that together if you want.
So it'll be called a level experience document.
Yeah, sure. That sounds exactly like what it is. Nice.
Like some of the stuff that me and Cosmo were coming up with was like reactions to like if what would go against if he was trying to get past this next area of the level, or what's going to prevent him from continuing through one
user
path
experience.
A to path B. Yeah, basically the user experience.
I mean, it's still something to think about. It helps me with the level design, to be honest. As far as thinking selfishly, it just helps me with level design. But as a whole, it helps the whole. Us designers know what's going on, what the players can experience through each realm, each world, each level, and what it feels like. You know, so far Jurassic World feels like you start off in a cavern, in a cave. It's not the biggest level, but it's big enough for you to get used to it. And battle some bats, some other, maybe 1 or 2 different kinds of enemies. You get some items here and there, find some secret thing. You kind of like this. Keep going, then you get to level 2. It's much longer, more linear, but much longer. There's some other ways you can go to, and you can go on top of a mountain. You can go underneath and dig underneath a little bit, and jump. Go into level 3, which is a big fire cavern, big fire area, and then that's gonna, then it gets a little more advanced, but then it's still straightforward enough where you won't get if you get lost, you can get back up. There's platforms you can get back up, and maybe harder enemies, and then that leads to the final area of level 4. And I guess the whole point of the whole meeting would be maybe we should get a basis of what should happen in. It's like I also called it the event log, like the level events. Like what are the main events of the level that the players can experience? Okay. Like mini boss here. And it's not just that, it's what exact mini boss, when precisely in the level is it going to happen, and in the item shops, I kind of already put a few worlds with item shop locations, because if it's a harder world, I want the item shop location to be a little more toward the beginning to give the player a chance to like get healing items or whatever. If it's a medium, kind of not so chaotic world, maybe level 2. Kind of how I thought my thought process. Maybe.
Yeah.
that's the kind of stuff we can talk about in a few Mondays to close that.
Yeah. For our final levels, though, I feel like we gotta put some type of trickery into the level before it goes straight
Yeah.
into the boss battle.
Yeah, some puzzles even.
Right. And Dragon, I say the second one looked exactly what I was called for, like a horse armor.
Yeah, that looks more like Centaur anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously a Centaur is not going to have a saddle on it.
Yep.
When I was thinking horse armor, I was thinking what the first picture color scheme was on the second picture.
Yeah.
Well, other than that, anybody got any more questions?
Ooh, I like that reference image.
Marley, did we have any more questions for Zeke on the characters?
I do have a note with the centaurs that you wanted to keep that lion head and integrate it into the chest plate.
Yeah.
You wanted to see if Zeke or everyone would be cool with trying to get that to happen.
Does that sound good to you, Zeke?
Yeah, it does. It gives off that ferocity.
Okay.
Last one again?
Oh, I said it will give off a ferocity to the lion.
Yeah.
I mean, not lion.
To the Centaur?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Those are the only notes that I had.
Okay.
As far as, let's see, we got everything squared away with Ko, so we can get started on him. Who should we have the honor to do Ko?
I mean,
I know you got the centaur. I could take a stab at it. I'm not great with characters, but I could take a stab at it if you'd rather.
I'm right out there with you, so I mean, either or.
Okay. Well, since you have the centaur, I'll see what I can do with Ko.
Okay.
That way it's not too taxing on both of us.
Your bravery is honorable.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm very nervous.
Oh, believe me, I am
need to tackle something like blueprints. Ah!
My specialty is more props, but I'm trying to jump in and help out with characters too, since
That's the same situation I'm in.
Props like potions, eh?
Hey, and armor.
Zeke, what are we asking ourselves? We got our boss is a object creator.
Potions are easy too.
Well, maybe you gotta have the meeting with the dragon and
Hey, I'm good with that.
Cool. Yeah, I can. Yeah, it may be yeah, the week that after Zeke comes back, the week after when we have the meeting, maybe we all can further along that part of the game then.
All right.
Or at least talk about it and maybe divvy up responsibilities. Or I mean, I'm sure. I guess I'm just talking about like the basic potion, the basic mana potion. I'm sure it'll be pretty easy even for one person. But yeah, maybe we can all talk about it and work on some stuff.
We'll see what we can come up with.
Because the mana potion could just be the health potion blue.
Right.
If it looks really cool, yeah.
See something here.
I don't know why I keep going to just those 2 items. What other basic items are there I'm not thinking of? I don't have my sheets up 'cause I'm lazy.
Elder Scrolls.
Ah, yes.
Let's see.
Are you talking like basic items, like pickup items?
Yeah, that's part of the next steps for making, like, if I were to think of like what would be in the next steps, I think of basic items to put in the game and make them kind of thing. Even make the blueprints. Because the health bar and the mana bar is they're kind of created now, so we can kind of make the items that relate to it now.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I put my screen up if you want to take a look.
I'm sure there's other items I'm not thinking of that's also related. Like probably.
I'm sure they'll pop in your head.
Well, there's more advanced items that unlocking level 2, level 3, and level 4 item shops. So I guess we're only thinking of level 1 right now anyway. So maybe it is just.
Yeah.
I like to go to the one with the chain on.
Dang it, I broke it again.
This one?
Ooh,
Yeah,
Something
I
like that?
picture.
yeah, because it looks more unique compared to the rest of the ones. We always see
That's true.
ones like them, but we never
I
see
agree.
one chain that you could just pop
Yeah, I
up.
do like the way how unique it looks.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, it looks like something that I guess I like the way it looks. Yeah.
Maybe that is a link.
Speaking of unique, I want to double check. So our style is realistic, right?
Realistic and then toned down by our 2D kind of style. Yeah, I get. Yeah. I mean, eventually, yeah, it's all gonna look realistic, right?
I
Like
think
in-
what we had talked about before was like more realistic with a slight
I think it was like with less detail, wasn't it? Just a little less detail, but still realistic.
yeah,
Right,
I think
yeah.
that's what we had discussed before.
That's
Yeah.
what I remember. Okay.
Hey Zeke.
I almost said it's a little more like manga panel like ish to it. No, not even that. It's more just what we all said, just realistic with less
Less detail.
detail.
I think I think you were right. It was more like it was trying to mix in like cartoonish and manga-ish and
Was that?
reality.
Oh, it
Realistic.
wasn't just partner around with saying that. Okay.
That sounds like that's how it would be, is kind of a mix of real and manga.
Yeah.
That kind of sounds like what it would be.
Now,
You have
you
a lot of cool artists on the like we have. It's going to turn into a very beautiful game.
That is true.
Zeke, you like this one better, or like that?
Now I go with the first one.
First
Same.
one, okay.
First one.
All right. And then you said something about scrolls.
Yeah. I was thinking I was thinking like we could just draw like a symbol on top of it to illustrate like which type of scroll it is, but
With
like
the letter or with the symbol? Oh, you said symbol? Yeah.
yeah, a symbol.
Symbol's better.
I thought the closed one would be more easier and like it would save less time.
Yeah. Are you thinking like something like this, or more like this one down here?
Like that one.
This one?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, the one
Yeah,
that looks
you
like
want-
cinnamon roll.
The time is
Did you want it to be
7:00
clean looking
PM.
like that, or more dingy like
Oh,
this
good
one up
question.
here?
I say you got it from I say dingy. You still got it from a shop, so it's basically you're buying used anyway.
Okay. So
Probably.
I will save both of these images and get those. Where should I put those so that we can all have access to them?
Probably our master asset thing.
Okay.
Yep.
I will work on getting those all put on there then here in a little bit.
Yep. And I think to help us remember, rename the image.
Okay.
Rename the individual image to what we want to keep from that image.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
especially if there's more than one image for an
Right.
asset.
Right. I think that will just help clear out some confusion.
Yeah. I like that idea.
Thank you. I just don't know what category we will put them in. Our scrolls. Oh wait, no. I think they're in the miscellaneous. So I think the potions are in the miscellaneous. I don't know. I don't know if the scrolls are specific to an era, but if they're not, they would go in the miscellaneous.
Yeah, they definitely will go to miscellaneous.
Okay.
Alright.
Yep, and then just post a link to that. We've been, I think we've been creating folders. So if you just
Oh.
want to create a folder and just like whatever era it is,
Alright.
and then you can put these two scrolls into a separate folder and just call it scrolls, and then link the scrolls folder.
Okay. Alright. Was there any other assets that we need a reference for?
I mean, there's a bunch, but I mean, at the moment,
I'm actually pulling up something right now just to.
Okay.
Okay, health potion, mana recovery. Well, I mean, the player has an option for extra game artwork, so you can like maybe pull a reference to something to do with like an art book, art painting, something that represents a game artwork. So when they see it in the item shop, they go, "Oh, that looks cool. Maybe I'll buy that and see some cool stuff." That comes right away with level 1.
Okay.
A revive flower does too.
Oh yeah, we do need a revive flower.
Here, I'm actually gonna post this in chat.
Okay.
go for it.
Hey Z,
Do
real quick question.
I mean that's just what I'm referencing from what we made months ago, but it obviously applies.
Right.
I mean, it all does, yeah.
Do any of these look like what you're thinking for the revive?
one.
Obviously, some of them are bouquets, but
The glowing purple one reminds me of it.
It's right
It
It kind of does. Yeah, I like the
Okay.
glowing effect. That would be cool.
reminds me
Yeah.
of something that
Cool.
would be shown in Final Fantasy games.
Mm-hmm.
But
Which
what
that-
color scheme other than purple? Like red? Like can we make it like
Pink.
red?
Oh yeah, we can change the color. Absolutely.
yeah.
Oh, Koopa wants to come inside the room. Hey, what's up, buddy? I'm in a meeting, Koopa. What's up, Koopa? Kitty, kitty. Come here. How you doing?
Zeke, real quick question for you.
Yo,
Do you remember how we had the blueprints within the main character blueprint set up to where the advanced shot cycled through all of the different elements successfully?
yeah, I think I still got it on mine, and I forgot to update it, my version.
Oh, no worries. I completely lost that version. I'm just trying to.
I can share my screen and show it.
Hold on. I am going to share my screen real quick. So, I am trying to work on the main character, but I don't remember if I had this part right. The less than equal to and the greater equal to.
Okay, look at greater to equal. Can you zoom in?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's equal to 0. Which,
But I don't remember if it had to be on the coming
you
off
got
of
yours.
the clamp, if it was
Yeah, you got yours equal to greater than 0. It's supposed to be greater than 8. Or, wait, no, not 8. Man, mine's real old then. That's supposed to be 6.
okay, so we'll do. So this one is supposed to be 6 then.
You're right.
Okay.
Because that's the
And
last number
that
in your list, right?
means yes. And so
Okay.
that means
Yeah, the less
I need
than
to,
or equal. Wait, is mine really old? Yeah, it's supposed to be 0.
yeah. Yeah. So or wait, this is the switch element backward. So that's I think maybe? I will have to test it out to be sure. So let me Okay, there we go.
They're all coming from Cole's balls.
Okay. Perfect. Now I've got that working again. What I
Did it go back?
will...
Can you go like back and forth right quick?
Yeah. So it had to be 6 had to be down here on the switch element forward in the greater than equal to. And then do you want me to go to the switch backward again?
Yeah, I was saying like press like the forward and backward just to make sure that it goes back and forth.
Yeah.
Not
So,
when you do the plate.
yeah. So let me. Okay, hold on. Okay.
All right, have a good night, Grace.
Okay. See you, Gray.
Okay, so that's
Dragon, you cannot type right now.
okay. It works in the forward direction, but there's something not quite right in the backwards direction. It's
I think you
still-
accidentally said is backwards. Is the value for the backwards greater? I mean, is 1 less than or is sorry, is the number for the backwards? Yeah, you got it in the wrong place. Basically, that's what I was trying to say.
Oh, so I actually need 6 here,
I like
right?
the way it's coming along, though.
Yeah.
With switching
No.
elements.
No, I'm saying you have to put the string. You have to put that pin into the top.
Wire goes on top.
Oh, the okay.
the wire goes on top.
Let
Yeah.
me-
I think that's what you mean, right, Zeke?
Yeah. That's right.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's. I think.
Does it still need to be 6 though?
No, for the backwards, it's supposed to be 0.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's kind of a wonky thing to do, but it's. Oh my god, my mouse is. Jesus.
I still can't get over where the balls are shooting from though.
Okay, it was an accident with making the.
Accidentally on purpose, you mean? Had to. No regrets.
Okay, and it's doing that again. Okay.
I remember I changed the
So how
input
did
so
we-
it can just go by tapping. So it doesn't read all of it too fast.
Okay, so how did we do that then?
You have to go
Oh
to
my
the
God.
input settings map.
Good God. Frickin'.
Open your contract
That's,
drawer, content drawer.
yeah. Let's see.
It should be ST and input.
SST input. The
That one.
okay. So
Yeah, open where it says like the backwards. Okay, so it's already open.
okay.
Press the trigger.
The
Oh right, he put it as a negate. He had a negate function.
oh,
for it, but
he
that
had
one-
a
Wait, that's the backwards one, right?
this is the forward. And I'm pretty sure he had the negate on one of them. I'm not entirely.
Oh no, that's tap. Just add a tap one for the backwards, and you should be good.
Okay, hold on. Let me,
No, you, yeah, you're doing right. Just press the plus next to that trash can,
and we'll do
and then click tap.
Yep. Okay. So then we can save that. Okay.
Let's do the fly.
Oh my god. My
And you
mouse
should-
is being
you- when you
so
test-
freaking stupid. Okay. Hold on. Let's test this one more time. Okay, perfect. It works in both directions now. Again. Fixed it.
Alright. No problem.
Crap, that was way too. Oh, let me see.
Alright, I gotta go, guys. See ya.
Okay,
Alright.
Thank you. Yep.
No problem.
I'm actually going to stop the recording now because we're all done.
Yeah, pretty much done with the